So for me, it was actually a very long grind. So I started in CS. I kind of worked my way up, you know? So the main kind of way I got to the point is started off in IGL, and I always wanted to build my own teams because I always felt that I was very good at building teams and kind of going from that. So starting from the lowest division in Open of ESEA, I built my own team with actually Fiend back then, who's a teammate of mine now, this was about 3-4 years ago. And from that team, I was able to build it up one season at a time to intermediate, to main, to advance, making it to MDL relegation, was the farthest I made it before I ended up making the switch to Valorant. But through that, that was the main kind of position I started at, where I was CS, I was IGL. I love being the tactical mind of it. I love building my team, the people that I enjoyed playing with, and people that was really affectionate about playing for me. And that's really the way I got into the competitive scene, because I loved working with people. It wasn't that not necessarily I loved the game at all the times. Like, I didn't really enjoy pugging. I didn't really enjoy going in matchmaking, but I just loved the team aspect of building something with your friends, building something with your buddies, and then actually making that work against other teams that are doing the same thing. And that, to me, was just so much fun. So that's the reason I keep playing to this day, just purely because I love the team aspect of just sports in general. So
I started esports and like got into that whole competitive world, I think back in 2013, 2012, when I was like super young. Me and my friend, I met him like, I was playing like Call of Duty on PC with just like some friends, like casually for a little bit. And I had this guy like I knew, and he brought one of like the guys I've known still to this day like into his lobby, and he was like talking to me about this game called COD 4 Pro Mod. And like I knew about COD 4, but I didn't know much about Pro Mod. So then I started like trying it out, and it was like a different version of the game. And it was like way more serious. And like that was like what really sparked the competitive edge of myself for games. And over time, like then I got into CS. And like originally, like I like hated the game, but then like, over time I realized like it's a different type of competitive play where you really gotta like it's like the little tiny things that like edge out who's like the better player, and that kind of thing like sparked in my brain, and I loved it ever since. And then now I'm in Valorant. I think my transition from CS to Valorant, result wise, I had a very slow start. I mean, like I was kind of just playing a lot with friends, and then I started like joining teams, and that was really fun. But I think what really set out for me was like the ability for me to like grind the game again. When I saw like the first trailer or something, I literally vividly remember it was like the jet clip on like B-Site Haven, where he's like just moving all over the site doing all this stuff. I was like freaking out. Like I wanted to play this game all day. Like this looks so fun. And like that helped me so much in my transition to just like learn all the things. And you just see like everybody in this game as well. In CS you don't see it as much, but like there's so many like variables, like abilities and all that, like to show the way you like to play the game and how to do certain things, and rather than somebody else. When you like grind super hard, you like see those things and you pick it up and add it to your like kind of playbook, and that just like once again like that just helps you out so much.
The Raze backside, dueling ults coming out from both breaches. As a result, the breach has to peek out, but it puts all that pressure again. It's all on Raze. It's Aleksandar. Blast pack going down. Follow up blast pack as well. That's all that needed to be done anyway. The spike was too far gone.
going into Valorant though, my drive is just really is to make the scene as best as I can, and really just to push myself to see how far I can get. Because whenever I push myself and really tell myself, yo, I'm gonna give my 100%, make sure that I kind of go through there. At that point, I really think I can accomplish anything on that. That's always been my thing about if I can accomplish anything. When my first kind of drive actually kind of came around is and I first actually started taking things a little bit more seriously was when I think it was in intermediate or main, where my mom ended up getting breast cancer actually. I really didn't know how far along it was. I really didn't know if she was gonna make it or not. But really, in that moment, I wanted to really show her that like a dream and a passion I'm able to flourish in it. You know, I'm able to actually take something from it and really prove that okay, this is something I worked that hard and kind of done it. So it's really to prove to myself that if I set my mind to something, I can do it. And that's the whole thing I'm doing right now. Is I just want to set my mind to something and I want to do it because I want to truly prove to myself that I can do it.
Getting 2 with the Burst Classic just doesn't make it seem real. That never works with my Classic, and possibly it never will. FaZe, they're fighting back tooth and nail, however, and it's not going to exactly be impossible for either team to find their way into a win. But it comes down to a 1v1. And perhaps Rebo could impress me here.
30 seconds left.
Both players in the one-shot range. Rebo 11 health, and Zachary pretty low as well. One shot with the classic will do the job. Rebo catches the timing.
I think like ever since the day one of like my esports, I would say career, but like esports, like, you know, like me just playing it, I always had like, mental health problems when it came to like anxiety, and I had like depression as well, where it kind of translated over to like my performance. And like I had that problem leading up probably until 4 months ago. I had that problem consistently. I think the biggest way I overcame it was I saw a sports psychologist, and like it just opened my eyes to how I should be dealing with my problems and what my body is telling me in relation to what I think I was feeling, but is actually completely different. And that was like a huge step forward for me. And ever since then, like I've drastically changed when it came to like how I see myself and knowing, you know, self-worth. I think Valorant changed like my life in a way where it's like there's like opportunities and just like the way that like we're just being seen in the scene. It just like blows my mind still that like where we are right now, just within like a month of being a team, it just like blows my mind because I just don't think like I would ever see this within myself in CS in this time span. And like just again like me just being able to enjoy like getting on a game and just like enjoy like playing it for X amount of hours a day, like really just like puts a smile on my face, man. And like I'm so happy that this game is out, and like I just enjoy playing games. My biggest recommendation for players in tier 2, or like anybody that really wants to just like improve, is to find your weaknesses within yourself in the game. So for example, if you think, you know, oh, my Omen and my Brim is like crazy, but my Cypher and Sova are like, you know, they're kind of lacking. Find like that and like learn how to play those characters. Doesn't mean you have to play those characters, but the thing about learning those kinds of characters and that kind of play style is you'll pick up on things a lot faster from players that play those characters, and you'll be able to do reads way faster. And then just in general, it's just mental health over everything, you know. So make sure you're always focusing on yourself and taking care of yourself.
I think the main thing is really choose your teammates correctly. I think a lot of teams, especially in tier 2, tier 3, they die before they can actually reach the max that they can reach in their ceiling, because there's bickerings within the team, people don't agree on stuff, there's not enough practice that happens, people don't agree on practice. You really need to be finding the right group of guys in order for you to go like high, and that's for 2 things. That's for first, to be the best team you can be, and for second, for you to improve the most you will do, you know? You can go through the hard way of being like, okay, like you can deathmatch and like go like do matchmaking and go through all that competitive stuff and kind of grind it out from there. But improvement is going to come from people critiquing you and you critiquing yourself, and being able to take all that together and then become the best player you can be, you know? And that's going to be where a lot of your improvement's going to come from, not from you kind of going from team to team, trying to find the best fit and all that. You need to make sure you are the best fit for your team, and you need to make sure you find the teammates that are the best fit for you.